Okay, so we are talking about factoring trinomials here. To factor a trinomial is basically the opposite of multiplying binomials. So here's two binomials, and we have practiced multiplying them together, and we get a result like this. To factor trinomials basically means just go back the other way. So we're looking at a trinomial here, tri with three terms, and factoring it into two binomials. So here's some examples. Okay, here's two separate ones. This one, I know when it's all said and done, I'm going to end up with two binomials. They're going to have an x there and an x there. And the reason is when I multiply these things back together to get to this, I'm going to have to get x squared, which means I need an x here and an x there. Okay, so I've got that taken care of. And then these two numbers here, it seems like it could be anything, but the deal is the only numbers they could be are 1 and 28, 2 and 14, or 4 and 7 because they have to multiply together to get 28 when you multiply this back out. So what we're going to do is look at that and say, okay, that's 1 and 28, 2 and 14, or 4 and 7. Okay, and we could guess and check. We could just stick them in there and see what happens. But an even nicer thing is this. When I'm multiplying these together, when I do the outside and inside terms, I have to get them to they have to add together to get 11x. So the only pair that will add together to get 11 is 4 and 7. So let's put those in there, 4 and 7. We're going to put plus signs in here for now, and I'll tell you what's going on with that in just a second. If I remultiply this, I do my first pair, x squared. I do my outside pair, plus 7x. I do my inside pair, plus 4x. And I do my last pair, plus 28. Okay? And sure enough, those add together to get 11x. Okay? I needed plus signs because they needed to add together to get positive 11. Here's another one right here. Let's check that out. When I'm multiplying this pair, okay, I'm going to have to get an x in there and in there. The numbers here are going to have to multiply together to get 36. So I'm going to write down all the pairs that get me 36 when I multiply. Okay, so we're getting those cranked out here. Oops, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. Well, again, they not only have to multiply together to get 36, but they have to add together to get 13. So there they are right there, 4 and 9. And because they have to add together to get positive 13, we'll make both of them positive. And now we're done. Let's look at another set here. Okay. I know I'm going to get x here and there. Okay. This pair is on the outside here is going to have to multiply together to get 12. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. Okay, this pair has to add together to get negative 7. Well, if I make both these negative 3 and negative 4 like this, then whoops. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Negative 3 and negative 4. When I multiply them out, I'll end up with my outside pair being negative 4x, my inside pair being negative 3x, and those do indeed combine together to get negative 7x. And then the last pair, negative 3 times negative 4, is 12. Okay? Let's look at this one here. This one looks a little bit strange because now the numbers here have to multiply together to get negative 20. Well, let's do this. Let me first write down all the pairs that get me 20. Okay. Well, this time, when I combine them, there's going to be a couple things that happen. One of the numbers has to end up being a negative because this number times this number has to multiply together to get negative 20. So only one of them can be negative. Okay. And then here's the deal. They also have to combine together to get positive 8. Well, I can only see one pair over here where if I make one of them negative and then add them together, I would get positive 8. And that would be this one, negative 2 and positive 10. So what I tell students is, look, when you're writing out all your factor pairs, this sign right here tells you, look for a pair over here that has a difference of that number. Okay? So 2 and 10 have a difference of 8. And then the simple way to figure out who gets the negative is, since they have to add together to get a positive 8, the bigger number is going to have to be positive. Okay, so that one worked there. Let's look at this last one. Okay, I'm going to end up with x there and x there. I'm going to take all my factor pairs of 40 right here, so let me write them out. Okay, 6 doesn't go in. Okay, we're done. Okay, this sign right here tells me look for a pair that has a difference of 6. Well, that'd be 4 and 10 right there. So I'll put a 4 here and a 10 there. Only one of them is going to get a negative sign, and since they have to add together to get a negative 6, I'll make the bigger one negative. And now we factored that set right there. Okay, that's going to do it.